Let's be honest, shall we? EA's track record with Star Wars is appalling. Both Battlefront games, despite having been done before 2 generations previously, were not exactly released in the best of conditions. Okay, they were improved after the fact, but at release they were meh. And as for Battlefront 2, it was responsible for getting governments to, at the very least, consider bans on loot boxes. And governments never get involved unless they have to. Such was the outcry. EA did that with Battlefront 2. The sooner Disney takes the bloody license off of them, the better. Let's see their latest attempt.
You see that too? Look at him. Here we go. I don't want to die here. Oh no! Oh no! No! No!
Fuck.
I think I saw something. Eyes up. Yep. He's fleeing. Track him. Get the target. My hands won't falter. I am the Emperor's will.
EA, you were supposed to cock this up. And it's not that I like playing crap games, I actually like playing good games, surprisingly. But for crying out loud, how many times do you have to screw games up before Disney? Disney have said that they have complete confidence in EA. Publicly. Privately though, I bet they've had words, as my mum would say. I've no doubt that Disney don't like some of the stuff that EA has been doing with their games, which is why I think this game actually turned out good. It's nothing to do with EA. Damn sure of that. There's no microtransactions, there's no loot boxes, there's no purchasable cosmetics, there's no pay-to-win mechanics, there's no DLC, there's no roadmap, there's no season pass, there's no 50 different editions. There's a deluxe edition with some cosmetics and some extra making of videos, if you like watching that sort of thing, for an extra 8 or 10 quid, which I still think is a cheeky piss take. My tolerance for this kind of thing is minimal these days. I've seen it too often. But overall, story-driven, single-player, no extra paid content, and it's selling fantastically well by all accounts. And I expect in about 5 seconds time, EA will take absolutely none of this on board and go straight back to peddling live service turds again. I should probably talk about the game, I suppose. For a start, there's no Star Wars theme and no text crawl. Show, don't tell. The game gives off an Uncharted vibe straight away, which I love. If you're gonna copy someone, copy the best and get it right, which they have.
Reckless, Cal.
Good to see you.
You too. Don't get yourself killed.
That's the idea. Whoa! This is bad. Only way is up.
actually wrote a good story, with a focus on the characters. There's a small crew that you belong to, but in my opinion, the standout character is the villain, the second sister.
Cal Kestis. How predictable. Oh yes, I know your name, your past, and most importantly, about Cordova. Tell me, where did he hide the holocron? Outstanding.
She's intimidating in both combat and dialogue, and she pursues you across all the various planets and kicks your ass several times over the course of the game, you know, just to ram home the point how utterly screwed you are.
That was nothing. You can't run forever.
At its heart, this works like a Souls game. You get killed, you lose your XP. If you can get back to that location, you can get your XP back. However, unlike your average Souls game, you only have to land one hit on the enemy to get it back. You don't actually have to kill them. Hurry! Not easy enough for you? There are 4 difficulty settings. Easy, normal, hard, and in case easy is too hard for you, there's also piss easy mode. I've got it set to normal, by the way, or Jedi Master. Also, watch this.
Hold it! Don't move! How'd you get here?
Easy now.
Got a stowaway. This'll be fun!
How many games with both stormtroopers and lightsabers are there where the stormtroopers go down in one hit? Again, I'm playing on normal, the 3rd of the 4 difficulty settings.
Blast them! Taking aim! Hit him already!
Even the purge troopers later on go down in only 4 hits.
This one's mine! Swift!
There is a catch. Melee enemies have a gauge under their health, which is their defense or their guard, and you have to deplete that before you can actually hit them. And once you've hit them successfully, their defense usually goes straight back up to maximum. So yeah, in reality it's going to take a lot more than 4 hits to drop a purge trooper.
I prepare. That's how you prepare. Eyes over there! Alright! I'm hungry. It's reducing the quality of my posture and aim. Enemy located. Really? I can't watch! You won't be routed. Target is nimble! Allied units down.
BD-1?
Don't know what you want. I'll keep trying.
I'll check it out. Well done.
Make no mistake though, you can be overwhelmed and killed very easily.
Incoming! This one's mine! else get up here?
Remember, this is modelled on a Souls game. Overcommitting is a bad thing, and will be swiftly punished by death. The environments are varied, with authentic sounds and music.
Well, I'd like to see that again.
Not done with you yet.
Get him! Now it's on! Someone kill this kid for me!
There are a wide variety of enemy designs. Each one has their own fighting style. Even if the styles are similar, there's enough of a difference to keep you on your toes.
Jedi! I'll break your guard. Keep dodging, I'm not giving up. Enemy spotted! Someone else take him down!
You cannot escape. Scanner's failing.
I see someone below!
Solid copy. Firing! Unproductive human.
Got a runner!
And when you encounter a proper fighter, the combat really stands out.
A Jedi. This is what I've trained for. Got you! I'll watch you bleed. Fragile. Your fate is sealed. All Jedi must die.
Continue en route. I have to make a stop.
The Purge Troopers are some of the nastiest enemies you'll face in the game. But the one that really pissed me off was the Electrobaton Purge Trooper. This guy has speed, he has the counter block moves which he can easily fend you off with, it's difficult to break his guard down, and he can also do this feint where he sort of goes to hit you and then suddenly changes his mind and dodges to the side. It's really annoying. He killed me a fair few times on my first encounter with him. I eventually got the measure of him, but God, he was annoying.
I'll break your guard. Yes. Try to resist. I will not miss. Death is near.
Toss me one, BD.
Impressive reflexes. Skill.
Unlike Souls, where you put your points into your own personal attributes, in this game you actually put points into skills. More like a conventional game and less Souls-like. It really works though. And there are some really useful skills on the list. Reflecting blaster fire for an extended time.
Someone else attack him! Shoot him!
auto-blocking blaster fire while sprinting. You do get force powers, of course you do. You get a smattering of them. You haven't got a huge array. But weirdly, your force powers are fueled by an energy gauge on screen, fair enough. Except that in this game, your force powers only recharge when you hit the enemy with your lightsaber. Which is weird. It kind of discouraged me from using them, if I'm being honest.
Jedi here. Taking aim. Okay. It's our job to trail you. Get up here. I can't hit him. Hit him already. We can't stop him. You should shoot.
Did I mention there are puzzles in this game? There are puzzles in this game involving your force powers, naturally. Also, naturally, if you use your force powers in a puzzle, they don't consume your energy. And what do you get for your hard work?
Let's see what you found.
A cosmetic. You know, at this point, I could be like certain other people and start complaining. Why are there only cosmetics in the crates? But to be honest, I'm so overjoyed that it doesn't cost anything to fucking open them that I don't care. There are outfits, ponchos, skins for your droid, skins for your ship, and of course a ton of design options for your lightsaber. The ends, the grip, the switch, the material it's made out of. You'll be drowning in options. Also, be aware that at the start of the game, the only blade colours you can access are blue and green. The other colours will unlock later on. Red is conspicuous by its absence, and I've heard that the orange colour is in the deluxe edition, although I don't know that for a fact, that's just what I've heard. But they will eventually open the rest of the colours up. You just have to play far enough into the game.
Enemy approaching. Oh, now he's running. Come on, hit it. I just can't hit him. Watch out, or you'll be next.
Watch your fire!
You're paying for that.
Then there are the bounty hunters, who are a pain in the arse. They show up at random and leave after they kill you, but they don't take your XP with them. So weirdly, they're not a threat at all. They're engaging, but if you let them kill you, they'll stop bothering you for a while and you can just go back and collect the XP you dropped.
Taking a breather. On me!
Help, BD!
I won't break focus.
Can I talk about the ending of this game? Because, for me, I hated the ending. Well, maybe hate is a strong word, but I didn't like it very much. If you don't want me to discuss the ending, skip ahead to here. Right, just skip ahead. Because I'm about to spoil the hell out of it. At the end of the game, The final boss is the second sister, obviously. The game spent time building up her character, building up what a badass she is, because she's kicked her ass several times. And then right at the end, you finally beat her, and Darth Vader walks in. Now, first thing he does is you have failed me, and offs her in one shot. Wait, what? What? The game spent time building up this villain, making sure that you knew that she was a badass, and kicking your ass at every opportunity, so that you knew, and establishing character with her. And yet she gets killed in a split second by a fucking cameo. It annoyed me. Now, I will readily admit that when Darth Vader shows up, it's a moment, and after he's offed her, your attempts to battle him are laughable, and you're forced to run like a little bitch as he rips the entire facility apart from under your feet. It is an awesome sequence, I will readily admit that. But it just annoyed me the way that they so casually tossed aside the game's, in my opinion, best character, the villain, for a fucking cameo. Make no mistake, EA hasn't redeemed itself with just one game. Not after all the shite they, and frankly other AAA publishers, subject us to with every bloody release. I don't know if this is the best Star Wars game ever, but it's certainly the best Star Wars game that I've ever played. Pulling a Star Destroyer out of the sky notwithstanding, obviously. I'm going to give Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order an 8 out of 10. It's honestly a great game, and I was not expecting it to be great. I was expecting it to be a crapshoot, because EA, seriously EA, and I'm just so, I'm thrown off balance by the lack of microtransactions and purchasables. It feels weird to not have them. But of course that's the point. The AAA publishers have normalised it to the point where now I spent 15 minutes in the menus trying to find the bloody storefront. It isn't there. It's great. Weird, but great. And I fully expect EA to go back to their shite business practices as soon as this game's sales figures come in. They will. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, eh? Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, 8 out of 10, great game, can definitely recommend it. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, it's a great game. And it's a good length as well. Okay, that'll do. What did you think of my video? Leave a like or dislike. What did you think of the game? Are you like me and you're a bit weirded out by the lack of the storefront because it's missing? Leave a comment down below. And if for some reason you can't get enough of my voice, subscribe. Or if you want to inflict me on someone else, you can share instead. See you next time. He's evasive. He can even throw this. That got away from me. Oh, for God's sake, stay. Trying to put my jacket down, it keeps slipping off. This is going remarkably smoothly. I'm going to end up with no bloody outtakes at this rate. Except for this one.